Is the Earth a sphere, like all globe scientists say that it is, and get very upset should you even try and question their beliefs? Their first go-to scientific argument is usually the experiment of Eratosthenes with sticks and shadows. For Bible believers to accept this man-inspired globe Earth belief, they cling on to two verses of the Bible. The first is Isaiah 40 verse 22, where it talks about the circle of the earth, not a ball or globe. And the second is Job 26:7, where it says he hangs the earth on nothing. And by this, the Bible-believing globe earthers say, see, it confirms the earth is surrounded by space, held by gravity. Actually, there are at least 240 Bible verses that confirm or imply a flat earth. Generally, a globe earth was established by Greek astronomy in the 3rd century BC, and a globe earth was made in Nuremberg in 1492. Christian Europe believed in an earth-centred universe called geocentric, and it was not even considered to be sun-centred, heliocentric, until the 1600s, that is, from the time of Galileo. Let me deal with Job 26 verse 7 first. He hangs the earth on nothing. Well, of course it does. The Bible says the earth hangs on nothing, but the earth sits on foundations. He set the earth on its foundations. It can never be moved. And God said to Job, where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me, if you have understanding. Who set its measurements, since you know? Or who stretched the line on it? On what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? So here we have the earth's foundations and cornerstone. And to connect foundations with circle, have you not known? Have you not heard? Has it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he who sits above the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in. Taking the law of first mention into account, we must realise that there was precedent set for the circle of the earth prior to Isaiah writing about it. King Solomon is telling us the circle Isaiah would later write about, likely being fully aware of what Solomon wrote, that it was cut into something that was deep. When he prepares the heavens, I was there. When he drew the circle on the face of the deep, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he assigned to the sea its limit, so that the waters would not transgress his command, when he marked out the foundations of the earth. The eye referred to here is wisdom, and shows here, apart from drawing a circle, that God strengthened the foundations of the deep, assigned the sea its limit, and marked out the foundations of the deep. If you are going to throw out the Genesis account of creation, then you are going to disbelieve large chunks of the Bible generally, because creation is everywhere. So the word here is the Hebrew word chug, and as shown in Strong's means to draw a circle. I don't see any mention of a ball or a sphere. If the waters were frozen, then drawing a circle in the ice to encompass water is not so hard to imagine, and is literal. And this is what is believed today, that an ice wall remains all around the earth, and that the wall marks the beginning of Antarctica. In simple terms, Antarctica plateaus above 13,000 feet, so that the world's water, which needs a container, is contained. So, back to Isaiah chapter 40 verse 22. The word for circle used here is the same Hebrew word chug, meaning drawn, as it were, a circle with a compass, and God sits above the circle, which of course puts God very close to us. So that's the two verses that Globe believers hang on to, taken care of. There are at least 240 verses that show God's literal design of his creation, and they are definitely not as pseudoscientists and astronomers would have you believe. Next, we will look at Eratosthenes and his so-called experiment.